Hey everyone, Michael Workman here with the ResinSmart team. It's Saturday, August 16th, and welcome to this week's Resin Market Moves, your quick download backed with data on what's happening in the resin markets and what you as a procurement leader need to do this week. Let's start in polyethylene. We saw July supply grow by 234 million pounds. Those are the preliminary numbers, of course, which takes the days on hand up to 44 days. And if we're keeping track, which we are, the year-on-year build is almost a billion pounds. Now, despite that, we have suppliers floating an 8 cent per pound price increase for August. That's clearly a hurricane hedge. What we're telling folks is to push back, use benchmarks and the spot leverage that you have to reject speculative hikes. But we've got all eyes on the hurricane season. We do have our first named storm, Aaron, that's threatening the U.S. And I say threatening, it looks like it's going to get to a Category 5 here shortly. But all tracks that we're looking at have that staying out over the Atlantic and not threatening the U.S. And even if it were, it's not going to come anywhere close to the Gulf. In polypropylene, it's a little bit of a similar situation. Spot PP slipped slightly in July. Inventories are up nearly 92 million pounds. We did see production rise 8%, but days of inventory on hand climbed by 3 days. We do see producers pushing for a 3-cent margin push in August, but right now that's not supported by anything fundamentally. So use your polypropylene positions and forecasts, time your Q3 buys appropriately. And again, let's keep an eye on what's happening in hurricane season. Polystyrene saw inventories rise 5 million pounds in July, but demand rates dropped a couple points to 56%. With operating rates stuck at 57%, although we saw some benzene-related feedstock hikes being floated, the overall signals are very much in the buyer favor. So stick with your rollovers, resist noise-driven hikes in polystyrene. Now in the engineered resins, now I'm talking ABS, polycarbonate, and nylon 6 and 6,6. Pricing is forecasted flat to down, with weak demand and overall strong global supply being the primary reasons. With some of the tariff situations becoming more certain, as an example, South Korea with 15%, we have some more clarity on what's happening in these markets. ABS, as we have been talking quite a bit about, 70% of the imported ABS comes from non-China related RIM, with a good percentage of that being South Korea. As that certainty on cost position improves, they're still going to be able to export with that cost position. And so that's all helping the buyer here. Use that leverage, either lock in flat or reduce pricing now, but really prepare for negotiation push in Q4 after the hurricane-related issues, any that arise, abate. In PVC, steady to slightly firmer, projected 1 to 2 cents in the next month or so. Housing demand is improving slightly. There has been some feedstock cost rises and maintenance-related constraints within that supply chain. There still are some deals to be had out there today, so lock in favorable terms if you haven't already done so, and keep an eye on your logistics here. PET, flat to slightly up. Seasonal demand is being balanced by ample imports, and while paraxylene, PTA feedstocks are firming a little bit, it's not having a huge effect on the market. If you haven't already, get those PET volumes booked to stay ahead of any disruptions on the horizon. So to wrap it up, challenge unsupported hikes in the polyolefins, in polystyrene, and anything you're seeing in the engineered resin space, with the slight exception of anything antimony trioxide or flame retardant related. That market still continues to be very tight. Lock in your PVC and your PET needs early before any additional hurricane risks. And use market softness to secure your better positions here in Q3 and certainly as Q4 approaches. If you want to benchmark yourselves, this is a great idea this time of year as we get into P&L season. Against 3 billion pounds of transactional data, come out, reach out to me, DM me here at ResinSmart. I can walk you through how other folks are going through that process and saving over 10% in their resin spend. Have a great week, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks.